Hey, good morning, guys. Welcome to another episode of Step Espresso, your daily shot of fitness. I am your host, as always, Johnny Landals from Next Step Nutrition, bringing you the podcast that helps you overcome the nutrition confusion and get results for good. Today we're on episode 340. Many of you will have seen the utter crap that is on TV recently. One of the shows is How to Lose Weight Well, which I did a bit of a post on with my, famous really shitty photoshopping job. And let's just not get into that show because it's just a pile of awfulness. But a recent one has been the How to Lose a Stone in 21 Days. Now, I need to make a caveat here in that an 800 calorie a day diet it has been used a lot recently in research, especially for very overweight people and especially in diabetes treatment and prevention. Now, what we need to remember is that the caloric load of a diet, so how many calories you eat over and over again, on average over time, will determine your body weight. This is deemed the correct thing via science, years of research. You can't argue against the law of thermodynamics, which is the law of energy in versus energy out. So by doing an 800 calorie day diet, most people, if not everyone, will be in a deficit. And for very large people, it creates a very, very large deficit. For example, if you wanted to work out your calories right now, very roughly, if you're a female, take your body weight in kilos and multiply it by 22. As a guy, multiply it by 24. Sorry, guys just burn a little bit more energy than females. It's just true. And then depending on your activity, if you are quite sedentary, times that number by 1.1, and then add a point depending on how active you are. So let's say I'm moderately active I'm very active with 5 sessions a week and 10,000 steps a day. I probably multiply that by 1.6 for me for an average maintenance intake. So once you've got that number, you can then look at how far much lower 800 calories is, and you can see, wow, okay, yes, most people are in a deficit. So I'm not arguing about this diet because it can provide very fast results, and research shows that fast results early doors does add to motivation, and when followed up with a good weight loss program, good weight loss coaching, and when adhered to properly, it can provide results, and it can continue to provide results that people can then maintain. But this is the problem with every diet. What do you do afterwards? So what do you do after you've done 800 calorie day diet? What do? You won't live on this many calories. As I talked about yesterday, when you've done a diet, when you've lost weight, you do need to return to a maintenance calorie intake. Now, let me do this kind of science for you. If you lost 5 kilos, even then, your maintenance intake is going to be higher than the dieting intake you've just been on, right? Even if it's just probably by a couple hundred or a few hundred. So you don't do a diet and then stay doing a diet for the rest of your life. And this is where most people go wrong. They do something like Slimming World or Weight Watchers or the Cambridge diet or the one-to-one diet, and they think, holy shit, how can I eat like this for the rest of my life? And that's the point. You're not supposed to, but they're not teaching you how to eat properly without the diet. They're only teaching you that system. They're only teaching you the diet methodology. And this is why the nutrition industry is fucked in a lot of the ways. Because rather than teaching people how to maintain their weight, we're teaching people how to lose weight. But that is only one part of the equation. So what you need to think about now, ladies and gentlemen, is when you watch these shows, you need to think, well, that's all well and good. I can do a diet in order to lose weight, but what do I do after? You need to bring your calories back up to a maintenance intake for you, and you need to not shit yourself when the scale goes up when you do that because of a slight increase in food. When you do increase your food, and especially when you increase your carbohydrates, you will put on a bit of weight because of the food in your system and because of the water weight that you put on through storing carbohydrates. But that's okay, because if you track your average over time, you will notice that your weight will creep up, and then it will probably stay there, if not come a little bit back down, because you've not put on body fat. You've just put on a bit of stored food and a bit of stored carbohydrate. So if you hold fast with this maintenance rather than jumping back into a deficit because you think you need to lose the weight you've just put back on, then you will be okay. And then you can start to learn what you can do in order to maintain your weight. So if you're listening to this and you've done Slimming World or you've done Weight Watchers or any of those things, my advice to you is this: those methods aren't forever, right? You don't need to count points and sins for the rest of your life. You do need to be aware of calories, though, for the rest of your life. Once you've finished dieting and losing weight, you can add back in calories. And by that, I mean you can add back in a small amount of food, and then you're looking to live with that amount of food for the rest of your life that allows you to maintain your body weight while still having a good balance of food that is very, very high quality and very, very high nutrient, very, very low calorie, and a small amount of high calorie, lower quality, nutrient lower food choices. Thank you as always to listening to Next Step Espresso, guys. Thank you everyone as well who has liked the podcast on iTunes or whatever podcast platform you listen on. The ratings and the reviews do really well to help grow the show. The show's growing all the time, which is fantastic. So if you enjoy this episode, please share it with a friend or a family member. Music of this episode is done as always by Dominic J. Marshall. And if you haven't checked out the dieting toolkit yet, I would 100% recommend you do so. page.nextstep-nutrition.com/dieting toolkit. Get a free video series with over an hour of content helping you overcome the biggest dieting struggles you have. So overcoming overeating, overcoming stress, overcoming emotional eating, how to plan ahead without hours of time and Tupperware, and then how to use mindful eating to lose weight for good. Those are the topics there. Go and check them out now, and I'll see you again tomorrow for another shot of fitness.